What is good people, and welcome back to a video. Haven't made one in a long time. I am back in England now. It's been quite a while since I've been travelling. We're reaching on nearly up to 2 months now, or maybe a month and a half. Spent a month in America back with Elena, and now I'm back in England. But I wanted to make a quick video to kind of wrap up the whole Southeast Asia vlogs and just answer a question that I keep on getting asked about my travels. How much did it all cost? Well, in this little book of K-ish, I have all the numbers of pretty much everything single dollar I spent. So I wanted to just quickly break it down, tell you how much it cost me, and yeah, just give you a few tips on where to spend your money. So, plain and simple, how much did traveling for 3 months around Southeast Asia, Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, cost me? All in. What the dollar figure is, drum roll please, $4,803. Not bad. 3 months of travelling, including plane tickets, and that was me sticking to a rough budget of $40 a day, and I didn't really limit myself with any experience at all. I thought I'm going to be out here not very often, so I've just got to do everything I want and get it done. So $4,803 is pretty good. The plane tickets cost me around $980, and that was flying from Charlotte to Bangkok on a return ticket. I booked that about 5-6 months in advance, and then yeah, the rest was all in the adventure. So on the daily budget side, I kept a budget, but I never let it restrict what I did. I just kind of kept it in the back of my mind. So in terms of just hostels and spending on food, it usually came around to $15 and $20. I mean, if you're sticking to the local food, it is super easy. And if you're always staying in hostels, you're easily going to hit around $15, no more than that. It's when you start craving that Western food that you start going higher, and if you want to stay in a private room as opposed to a dorm, then it gets a bit more expensive. But if you're just having chill days, which when you're traveling for a prolonged period of time, you end up having a lot, when you are spending money on those experiences, they kind of balance out on those chill days. I think I did end up finishing about 200 and maybe more dollars. I haven't done the exact math of how much over my kind of $40 budget I was, but you know, there were some things like buying a suit in Hoi An, a tailor-made suit that cost me $190 $200 anyway. That was something that I didn't account for in the trip, and without that it would have came out at pretty much that $40 a day. But again, I'm happy I've got a tailor-made suit, perfectly fit to a body that I can wear now to get a job that I don't want to get. But anyway, it is what it is. When do you go over your budget? Well, the time when you go over your budget is travel days. Nearly all travel days I was going over, whether it was flying from one country to another, which was usually pretty cheap, $50, $30-ish, adding on the bag. I had one time where I had to get a ticket for $180, and that was leaving Myanmar, flying from Myanmar to Laos. There was just no real way around it. It was either fly for 2 hours or spend 24 hours getting to Laos, and for only about $50 cheaper, so it just made sense. But travel days, definitely you're going to go over your budget. Doing experiences, going on tours, renting motorbikes, all that fun stuff, and drinking. If you're going to go out, you're pretty much always going to go over your budget, but again, it's part of the experience. And like I said, when you're doing and traveling for a long time, you have a lot of time to relax, to chill, and some days you're just spending literally nothing. You're just sitting in a hostel, hanging out, eating some food. You're never going to go over it. I think one of the best things with keeping a budget like this, in which you kind of write down your daily expenditure, is not just to remind you that, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, because I kind of had the mentality that I was going to do everything, but it does remind you that maybe you can go and afford this nicer place, or I can go and get this food because, you know, I still have this room in which I can spend so much money if you are actually living to a budget. If you are going on a travel where you don't have a return flight and you're trying to stretch it out as long as possible, then that might not be the case. But for me, I had a certain set time, so it was some cases where I would take a look at my cash book, and it would just tell me I don't have to cheap out on a super cheap hostel with an awful room, or I don't have to go and eat fried rice for the 400th millionth time. I can go and get something nicer. So I was surprised, because I thought, oh, all this will do is kind of tell me, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. But that really wasn't the case, because again, Southeast Asia is so cheap in comparison to the Western world. So it's definitely a great place to travel and go and spend your money. I don't want to get into my takeaways from that. I will put that on my blog, but I still have all my photos up on there that you can go and check out in the gallery section on easyliving.net. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something from it and you can use it when you go and visit Southeast Asia. But for now, take it easy.